you know it's almost been 10 years since Nintendo first revealed Breath of the Wild's very first teaser way back in E3 2014, known as Zelda Wii U? That is crazy to think about, as I've been covering the game since its very announcement, and it's hard to believe that that much time has gone by. An entire decade. So in this video, I thought it'd be fun to go down memory lane and watch each and every single Breath of the Wild trailer up until release and after to reminisce about this game, as yeah, it's really hard to believe that we've had this game out for almost 7 years, and we've first known about it for about a decade now. So let's start off with the very first teaser Nintendo revealed to us almost 10 years ago, that being way back in E3 2014. So here we go. And this was the very first shot we got of Breath of the Wild, way back in E3 2014, after Aonuma announced that this game would be a huge departure from the series we know it as. And boy, he wasn't kidding. But this peaceful scene is short-lived, as immediately a Guardian emerges out of nowhere chasing down Link, as Link gallops his way across Zonai Ruins. And man, this Guardian seems a lot more menacing than what ended up in the final game, as it's destroying the terrain around Link. And we see Link also on a horse that isn't Epona, but that isn't the only traditional thing that was changed within this teaser. So once Link faces it on, he reveals himself, shooting some bomb arrows at the Guardian before busting out the ancient arrow, and then we get a better shot of Link. And yeah, I remember when we first saw this, it was jarring for everyone because Link was no longer in his green, silly Peter Pan outfit. He was, you know, in a blue champion tunic and overall, you know, didn't have that hat and just looked a little bit different. I mean, I remember a lot of people thought he looked a lot more feminine, and people were assuming this might have been a girl version of Link or something. I immediately knew it was just the Link we know, and he was male because Link has always been pretty, so it doesn't really surprise me if, you know, he did look feminine within this. But yeah, I remember how like there were theories all over the place speculating, you know, what this character is and if you can customize Link, and it was just all over the place, which was super exciting. And then it fades out to white where we see 2015. Yeah, the game didn't come out 2015 nor 2016, it came out 2017. So yeah, a whole 2 to 3 years after this initial announcement, and it was exciting, but sadly this was the only thing we had to work with until 2016, as we didn't even hear about the game anymore in 2015. So Nintendo was cooking up for quite a while. Of course, it was worth that wait, but yeah, it was a drought for a little bit after this teaser. This teaser was all we had, and it was just so exciting. I mean, knowing that Zelda was going to change its formula and then seeing how Link looked and overall wondering what this tech might be, you know, with the ancient arrow and the Guardian, it just left me going all over the place with my speculations, and it was good times. I'm not gonna lie, I get really nostalgic to this trailer already. And I mean, it's been almost a decade since this trailer came out, and yeah, it's crazy how fast time flies. But anyways, let's jump in time to 2016, where we finally got the first official Breath of the Wild trailer. All right, here we go. So this is the first trailer. Yes, we hear "Open Your Eyes" in the background from Zelda. You know, we knew, okay, there's voice acting. That was also huge. But yeah, think about it. We didn't hear about this game in 2015. Nintendo was initially planning on releasing it in 2015, but nothing. And then 2016 at E3, Reggie announced this game. It was still when Reggie was the president of Nintendo of America. And oh man, this already, you can tell they established Breath of the Wild's formula. They were ready to show us the game, and not much has changed from this trailer compared to the final game, because, you know, it was just a year from release, less than a year pretty much. And oh man, I get so nostalgic. I remember being at E3 because I played the demo of the Great Plateau right after this trailer dropped, and oh wow, yeah, she says it multiple times. I haven't actually watched this trailer in full in so long. But damn, and again, we only thought this was going to be a Wii U game. Even the tech demo, or rather the demo that we played at E3, was only on the Wii U. This is before they like officially put it on the Switch and had it a Switch launch title. But damn. Yeah, seeing this for the first time, we see Link on the Great Plateau in the Champion Tunic. That's how the demo was at E3. So I thought the Champion Tunic you started out the game with, but no, you get it from Impa after the first memory. And yeah, seeing the climbing aspect, like, holy crap, like, what, Link is Spider-Man, he can climb anything, and the mountains looked unreal. Oh, man, and the music was so good. Yeah, we see like how open world and the sandbox nature this game has, and then you realize, yeah, the Sheikah Slate does all your abilities. I remember watching this and just being like, what the hell? And till now, we didn't know we can really customize Link until here, I believe. Yeah, I'm like, wait, so Link does get different outfits throughout the game. And I think later on within this trailer, we see even more. We see the Flurry Rush, we see the weapon difference. That was a huge surprise. And then yeah, seeing Link in different armor, I'm like, oh, are there different tunics? Link can have a soldier set. Like, what else can he have? And little did we know there were so many different, you know, types of attire that Link could wear. But yeah, seeing him in the mountains, oh my god, this is just so amazing. And yeah, being at E3, knowing I was gonna be able to play it right after this like was revealed was so exciting. Like, yeah. Again, we saw Guardian, and then we see the Master Sword. So we see some traditional things, but most of the trailers seemed absolutely bizarre, things we've never seen from the series. And it let us know that this was going to be a major shift. And then we finally got the title reveal, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And the name was so fitting. When I first heard that, I'm like, this truly is a Breath of the Wild. Oh man, and thinking back to how I felt with this game before it came out, again, my speculations and thoughts for the game were all over the place, and while the game did deliver, it definitely, like, my imagination was a lot more grand than what it ended up being, but still, it was amazing, and playing for the game for the first time was so good. I remember this trailer so well. I remember like literally being cooped up with all my friends in an Airbnb, and like I literally like jumped in the balcony and just made a video reacting to it and talking about it because I was so hyped. And then knowing I was gonna play the demo later that day, yeah, it was magical, I'll be honest. This trailer till today, it's hard not to watch and not get super excited for. But I do believe the next trailer is even more exciting, so let's jump to that, which I believe was at the end of 2016, during like December or something was when it dropped. So we're gonna go ahead and check that one out. And the next trailer we got was at the end of 2016, I believe in December, about 5 months after the first title reveal trailer. And this one let us know that the Sheikah have a heavy involvement with the game and its lore. And yeah, hearing the music, yeah, I believe this is Daruk's theme. It's so good. And you know, at first you hear like the mountain piano theme that you normally hear when you're like, you know, exploring the overworld. But then it plays this, and I thought this was one of the main themes within the game. I was surprised it ended up being Daruk's theme, because Daruk is absent from this trailer. I do believe we see one champion within this, which was probably the best champion to see, because it confirmed to us that the Rito have returned. Yes, we already expected the Zora and Goron, but we didn't expect the Rito. So yeah, it was so cool to see. And then again, we see more of these Guardians, knowing there are multiple ones throughout the overworld, and seeing Hyrule's destruction and the ruins. Like, yeah, it was surreal. Like, just seeing this Hyrule and knowing that this truly would be a Breath of the Wild, a experience that we just explored. Nintendo was heavily emphasizing how this game was all about just exploring and, you know, taking in the nature. And damn, yeah, it was a short trailer, but still so good, so exciting. Something else to hype us up. I mean, this came out about 4 months before the game officially dropped. And luckily, we did have one more trailer, so we're going to jump into that one. The one that was during Nintendo's first Nintendo Direct at the beginning of 2017, you know, just a month or two before Breath of the Wild finally dropped. That was the true final wrap-up trailer for the game, and it easily is the best one out of all of them. And this was the final trailer we had before Breath of the Wild dropped, that being the Nintendo Switch presentation trailer, which is when we finally knew that this game would be a Switch launch title, and kind of the main selling point of the Switch, as, yeah, having a Zelda game this big come out with the Switch was huge. And before, you know, we only saw it as the Wii U game, but now we saw it as Nintendo's next generation game, the game we're going to be playing on the new console. And Again, you get beautiful shots of, you know, the nature of Hyrule just looking so nice as it zooms in on to the Master Sword in Korok Forest. You know, immediately seeing the Koroks, that was so exciting, knowing they returned from the Wind Waker. And then, yeah, seeing the Master Sword rusted. I remember, again, so many theories about what it meant, what the symbolism was, were we going to restore it? But yeah, oh my god, this is easily one of my favorite shots of the game entirely. Like, I always use this in videos. Just seeing Link stand staring at Hyrule, it literally lets you know how grand this game is gonna be. And yeah, oh, the music, just that build up, and I get goosebumps just watching this. It's so cool, and showing you how vast this game is, the mountains, everything he's climbing, and
history of the royal
oh yeah, hearing Impa's voice
is also the history of the Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, so we figured out Calamity Ganon is the primal evil that we have to take on. And yeah, it sets up the game so well. So immediately we know Sheikah Tech are going to be a heavy component. We already saw glimpses of it in prior trailers, but then we see Link really utilize it, I believe right after this build up here, seeing these enemies. But yeah, there we go, from the Guardians to, there you go, yeah, the Cryonis rune, and then seeing him fight all sorts of enemy. And yeah, I remember seeing that, like what Link has a magnet type ability, and then you see him literally use a Sheikah Slate to activate something. It made me know, okay, the Sheikah Slate clearly is the main thing we're going to be using throughout the game. And yeah, we weren't wrong about that. But again, seeing the shots, Nintendo knew exactly what to show us.
Face tells me that you have no recollection of me, however.
Yup, and it lets us know
you are now ready.
That Link clearly forgot what happened 100 years ago. So immediately you realize, wait, what? And I remember by then we already knew Link clearly was asleep for 100 years and something happened, and now he has to overcome what happened back then. As we see these trailers, and I remember these scenes here, I thought we would see it in the actual game, like, you know, Link and Zelda would team up together, she would be running away from him like that and everything. Sadly, they were only in the memories. Yeah, I thought we would have saw the build up to this scene, how Zelda cries in Link's arms, but no, that was all memories. And then yeah, we finally get Daruk, the Great Fairy, Riju, Sidon, you know, we see all of them, Mipha and Rivali, letting us know that all the tribes of Hyrule are in this game, alive and well, and we're going to be helping them out.
My daughter.
And yeah, hearing the King of Hyrule say that, you know what you're in for. You gotta save Zelda. It's the classic Zelda formula. But again, the biggest mislead of this trailer was thinking we'd see all of these moments that were from the memories in the actual game as we played through the story, and not just in memories.
Open
but
your eyes.
yeah, and then we open our eyes, and I love that little scene. It's like zoomed in of where Link first wakes up in the Shrine of Resurrection. Of course, that, you know, we didn't get that exact shot in the Shrine of Resurrection. It was a bit more zoomed out, but that exact scene I remember using as my intro for so long because I loved the way it looked, you know, zoomed up, and, you know, Zelda saying, open your eyes. I just thought it was so magical and special. And hearing so many voices in this game, that's when we knew for sure there would be voice acting. Yeah, wow, I'm not lying, I'm so hyped. Like, I just feel pumped after watching that. It just makes me want to play the game again. And you know, seeing the trailer without having played the game, it's, again, a lot more exciting because you don't know what you're in for. Such an amazing trailer, and definitely one of the best trailers Nintendo has ever had for any video game to date. It holds up so well, and again, it's hard not to watch and not get so excited when you watch it. I mean, yeah, it gets me pumped, but yeah, that was the last trailer, like official full trailer that we got of Breath of the Wild before it was released. But of course, Breath of the Wild had DLC, so we also had DLC trailers. And we're going to go ahead and check out the first one that was during, I believe, the E3 of that year. Nintendo announced the very first trailer for, you know, the DLC. And it was still exciting, just like all the other ones, so we're going to check that out. Okay, so yeah, this trailer happened, I believe, at E3 2017, about, you know, 4 months after the game originally dropped. You know, we had time to beat the game, explore it, you know, just get lost in it. And yeah, Nintendo wanted to let us know that the story is not over. There is more. I never expected full-length DLC for a Zelda game, but we got it, and it was definitely amazing DLC. So yeah, we realized that Link has to power up the Master Sword even more, and that's something that did seem missing from the game. You know, it only had its full power when you were near Malice and certain enemies that, you know, brought out its true potential, but then we realized, oh, there's a whole trial that will challenge us. Chica in Origin, but at least we knew it's a sword trial that is for our Master Sword. And I love this. I love how you start with nothing. It's easily one of my favorite shrine concepts that we get in Tears of the Kingdom, and Eventide Island was one of my favorite challenges in Breath of the Wild. So having a full-on thing, and I like how in the trailer Link doesn't use the ladder to climb. He climbs just, you know, from the other side, letting you know, yeah, you can climb however you want. You don't have to do it the right way, but yeah, this challenge was so fun, and it was so cool to see. Definitely a fun, just little concept within the game. And then, you know, they introduced other cool quality of life changes like Hero Path mode. I didn't care too much for this, but then seeing armor that is reminiscent of past Zelda game references, oh man. And the Korok armor came out a little too late, or the Korok mask, because we needed it to help us find Koroks, but still, I'm glad it was in the game. It was finally announced because you needed it with the 900 Koroks there were. And then Master Mode, the new version of Hero Mode. Holy crap, this was so needed. It was so needed in Zelda. The game should have released with it, but at least Nintendo decided to give us that, and easily one of the best hard modes Zelda has ever gotten, especially when seeing a gold Lionel for the first time. I love how they gave us official artwork for it, so we knew it was DLC Pack 1, that there would be more. And the trailer didn't end there. If anything, it teased the next DLC. So yeah, the Champions Ballad DLC, where we hear it, giving more significance and importance to Cass, a character that was already so important as he helped you open up shrines. And yeah, oh man, I love this DLC so much. It was a great way to wrap up the game. And I remember, though, I was misled a bit. I thought seeing this, like, oh, are we gonna play as the champions, or are we gonna go back in the past and see how they died? Sadly, it was just more memories, again, seeing from these trailers, or these scenes here. This one, I believe is, oh, there we go. We see some reminiscent of what we see in actual Breath of the Wild's memories, but some of them were new from the Champions Ballad memories. And yeah, it got me so excited because I'm like, okay, finally, these champions that were just killed off in Breath of the Wild will be given more significance. And Link wasn't even in the final artwork here, which made me think it wouldn't be so much about Link. But yeah, and you know, it came out at the end of that year. It was an amazing drop at the Game Awards. It literally dropped right after Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year. They dropped the DLC and the trailer that we'll be watching next, which is the, you know, for the DLC Pack 2. But this one dropped, I believe, shortly after the original trailer. But again, it was mainly quality of life changes and challenges to the game. There was no new actual story to the game. So I was a lot more excited for the Champions Ballad because, again, I was expecting big things. And while we did get big things, they were still not as exciting as what I imagined them being. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the final trailer, the Champions Ballad trailer that, again, we got at the end of 2017 during the Game Awards. And again, it was so cool that after this trailer, we got to play the DLC that same night. So here it is, the final trailer for Breath of the Wild, wrapping up the Champions Ballad DLC, as we see the one-hit obliterator split into 4 glowing lights. Yes, the Champions Ballad. They tell us about a story of these champions that fell 100 years ago. And again, you think you're gonna get their story, but no, you just get challenges, and that's about it. You know, more shrines and stuff, and like 1 memory per character. I mean, this trailer makes you think, you know, you must rise today to like witness their story, but that isn't necessarily the case. But still, it was super fun, super exciting. It changed up, you know, parts of the game. The Great Plateau got a new challenge with the one-hit obliterator. This music, by the way, that's playing is my favorite part of all of Breath of the Wild soundtrack. Easily the final trial DLC. And then, oh yeah, this came out of left field. Seeing the Master Cycle Zero, that was so unexpected, and it was a great way to wrap up the DLC and give the player the ultimate reward. I thought that was so cool, and it really does make the game so much easier when you unlock it, so it makes sense why it's locked behind, you know, completing all 4 Divine Beasts and then the 4 Champions Ballad, you know, objectives, because it was supposed to be something you do at the very end. And then obviously you have to do the final trial against Mascoshia. And again, the final trial music is my favorite soundtrack within Breath of the Wild's entire, soundtrack. It's just such a good track. It's so special to me because it's like an evolution of the Sheikah Shrine theme, but just way more upbeat and so much more, in your face. And I guess it was really sentimental to me because I'm like, oh, this is the end. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually teared up in my Let's Play of Breath of the Wild. I tried to hide it so like you couldn't really tell too much from my voice, but I remember I was literally about to cry just from how like special and amazing it felt, to be at the very end and to have witnessed this journey full circle. And yeah, the final trial was just so special to me. It was such a good dungeon too, and yeah, such a good time. It's crazy again that all of that, even me playing it and reaching the end of my Breath of the Wild journey, was 6 years ago. Like, holy crap, that is just mind-blowing. Like, literally December is just right around the corner. We're pretty much in December, right at the end of this year, and since I first played this, the DLC, not just Breath of the Wild, it was pretty much 6 years ago, way back in 2017. So much time has passed, and all that time we were waiting for Tears of the Kingdom, and it's just crazy because yeah, Zelda, Breath of the Wild is soon going to be a decade-old game, and I still find it so hard to grasp and believe and just accept that reality because time just goes by so quickly, and it's just insane. So I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun to kind of go down memory lane and watch these trailers with you guys. It was definitely very nostalgic, and I just thought it'd be fun to do because, again, it really hit me when I realized, holy crap, the first time we saw that initial E3 trailer was in 2014, and we're almost in, 2014, and we're almost in 2024, an entire decade after that. So it's like, we've known about Breath of the Wild's existence for 10 years, and we've been able to play with it for almost 7 years. So insane, just insane. It really makes you want to value what time you have because time is flying by. I mean, for most of my YouTube career, if you want to call it that, I remember covering this game. Like, this was kind of like the main game I covered. I did obviously do a lot of Zelda games before that, but what really kicked it off and the game I focused on most, like you could say most videos I've ever made videos about, was Breath of the Wild. And I'm sure most Zelda YouTubers can agree with me there, as that's like the game that had just the most content to talk about. And yeah, it's such a special game. It deviates so much from the series, but it's so good, and it brought so many new fans. And while I do hope Zelda harkens back to the old school, concept and kind of harkens back to that nostalgia, I still love Breath of the Wild for what it is, and I would love to see more of it moving forward. And Tears of the Kingdom was a good example, but again, nothing will hit as well as Breath of the Wild did. It was just next level for what it was. And yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed me reminiscing for a bit. That about does it for this video. I just thought it'd be fun to, again, just go down memory lane, have a view at all of these trailers and just enjoy them with you guys. Just something fun to do because, again, I was getting a little nostalgic and I wanted to share it with you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know if there's any other trailers you'd like to see me react to or anything similar to this. I'll definitely do it. Maybe we'll do one for Tears of the Kingdom. I guess since we're not getting DLC, the trailers that came out are the final ones. Maybe, I hope Nintendo goes back on their word and gives us DLC, but we'll see. But if there's anything else similar that you'd like to see me kind of, react to or kind of, do a video on, definitely let me know. I'm open for it. I'm even preparing, to really get into my nostalgic mode. This shirt that I got during E3 2016 when I played Breath of the Wild's demo. It's really like a official Nintendo shirt. I thought it was super cool. This actually would kind of spark my nostalgia for the series. I remember finding this, like, man, I haven't worn this in years, and yeah, it just made me want to watch the trailers and kind of get back into that mindset. So I had a lot of fun doing it. But anyways, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what else you'd like to see from me. As always, I've been ZM, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.